my favorite, I think, viewing pleasure right now is watching them march towards another rake. Okay. And that would be, of course, this dipshit. Now, Glenn Beck has been selling the end of the world for so long. I don't know how he turns his business model around. And that's, I got to say, that's one of the issues that I'm curious to see it play out. Because again, okay, we talked about this. Chat room, join me for a second. So one of the things, it's like, is it called the fourth turning or some shit like that? Hold on. The fourth turning. Is this idea? Yeah, Strauss-Howe General, the fourth. Yeah, here it is. Strauss-Howe, the fourth turning. How will it end? The fourth turning, the crisis. This is a decisive era of secular upheaval when the values regime. Okay, this is so we are supposedly in this historical loop that always happens, which, by the way, is bullshit because there are so many myriad secondary factors that didn't exist before that you can't do it. Wait, Tom Hartman talks about the fourth turning all the time, like because it's funny or because it's a thing. Fish delight. Let me know. Right? Yeah, we're not Rome. So anyways, what the theory is that at any given time, we're just humming right along, kind of in our process. And historically, the kidney will show up. And
the kidney has a very special place in the heart.
Right. And it will, we'll just, I guess, we enter this fourth stage. Okay, so let me look at this fucking theory because it's just fucking stupid. But we'll, the fourth turning. Strauss-Howe generational theory, devised by William Strauss and Neil Howe, describes a theory, recurring generation cycle in American history and Western history according to this. Okay, so here we go. This is the overview. They talk about this all the time, that historical events are associated with recurring generational personas, archetypes. Each generation cycles this other generation. They have these kind of kids. Weak men make hard times, and hard times make strong men, and strong make good times, and good times make weak men, and right, okay. Each generational persona unleashes a new era called a turning, lasting around 21 years, in which a new social, political, economic climate / mood exists. They are part of a larger cyclical, which is very painful if you've ever had one of those stuck up you. A long human life, which usually spans around 85 years, allows some secula to have lasted longer. So it's stretching out. It was 21 years when we all lived to be 50, right? Is the idea? Okay. Theory states that a crisis recurs in American history after every cycle, which is followed by recovery. During this recovery, institutions' communitarian values are strong, ultimately succeeding generational archetypes, attack and weaken institutions in the name of autonomy and individualism, which eventually creates a tumultuous political environment that ripens conditions for another crisis. Strauss and Howe laid the groundwork for their theory in their book, Generations, The History of America's Future, 1584 to 2069. Look out. I think they picked that just because of that Swedish movie that used to be on Skinamax all the time. You know what I'm talking about. Don't pretend you don't know what I'm talking about. It's why I want a silver jumpsuit with very tight pants, which discusses the history of the United States as a series of generational biographies going back to 1584. In their book, The Fourth Turning, in 1997, this is the one they talk about. The authors expanded the theory to focus on a fourfold cycle of generational types and recurring mood eras, 13 colonies, blah, blah, blah. Academic response to theories has been mixed, with some applauding Strauss and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so what happens in The Fourth Turning? Where is it? Defining a generation. High, the awakening, the unraveling. Okay. The third turning is the unraveling. That's what we've been in for, since the 90s, essentially. The mood of the stare is the opposite of high. Institutions are weak, distrusted. crisis in society, blah, blah, blah. And then crisis. The fourth turning is a crisis. This is an era of destruction, often involving war or revolution, in which institutional life is destroyed and rebuilt in response to a perceived threat to the nation's survival. After the crisis, authority revives, cultural expression redirects towards community purpose, meaning patriotism and jingoism, and people begin to locate themselves as member of a larger group. Authors say the previous fourth turning in the U.S. was the Wall Street crash of 1929 and climax of World War II. The GI generation, which they called the hero archetype, born 1901 to 24, came of age during this. They say their confidence, optimism, and collective outlook epitomize the mood of that era. The authors assert the millennial generation, which they describe as a hero archetype, 82 to 2005, shows many similar traits that the GI used, which I think is fucking insane, but that's what they think, or thought at the time anyways. Authors describe each turning as circa 21 years. 4 turnings make an 85-year cycle, and that we are basically entering the fourth turning. That this is the crisis. This is the holy shit, door slamming shut. Things are going to be fucked up. It's the same people who believe that there'll be a tribulation before / after the okay, when the Lord comes down and lifts up all the people and takes all the Christians and the good folks up into the nakedness of heaven, he leaves behind all the sinners and gives them one last chance to decide whether or not they're on his side. Hold on one second. This is the wrong. There we go. When the Lord has decided it is his time, okay, and it's time, Revelations is laid out so that the rapture has come down to deliver us all into the cloudy bosom of the Lord and his Father. One of the things the Lord tells you about is that there are some people where the Lord says unto them, sit upon my right hand and be gifted a place right next to me. And then people who will burn in hell. But in the middle is a vast majority of people who he'll give one last chance. That would be the tribulation. Now, some foolish secular scientists have taken this belief system and its cyclical nature and the bullshit that they think I provide to my congregation in an attempt to squeeze every last dollar out of them, that they believe that this is just a horseshit kind of a way of getting people who are doomers to start subscribing to my way of thinking and buy my prepper food, which is rude, I believe. It's very rude. But the reality is that there's a lot of similarities between this fourth turning that they're telling us about, the fourth turning, and the tribulation after the rapture. It's going to be a tough ride for everybody. So no use complaining that Trump caused your problem. He can't avoid it. We're entering the fourth turning. For every season, turn. You know that hippie satanic shit they were talking about? That's what they mean. Okay? It's a-coming, and you can't dodge it. So, there's a lot of overlap in sort of like a secular explanation for, a religious belief system. And the fourth turning is that part that is inevitable. No one can stop it, right? And a lot of these assholes, for some reason, have believed that the fourth turning is coming and there is no changing it. Okay? That is a rock solid belief. They also believe that Donald Trump is somehow the antidote to that thing that cannot be stopped. Okay? They believe both those things at the same time. Now, I know you're thinking, Hal, that's fucking crazy. I agree. That it either it is an unstoppable force or it ain't, and so we could always be working on stopping it and bettering ourselves, or they want to believe that there's sort of like an Arthur King, somebody will pull the sword out of the stone and save us from our bullshit, right? That kind of thing, which is fine. However, the issue that they're facing is the economic changes and especially in terms of technological changes that are foretold in this fourth turning concept that everybody's worried about, that there's these huge rises in automation are going to put tons, of people out of work, and there's just no avoiding that. There simply isn't. As a matter of fact, Elon Musk being part of the White House is indicative of that very change. Right? That he's there to make sure that happens. His whole EGOD, methodology. By the way, that's Doge backwards. For all the Glenn Becks out there that think Elon Musk is now on your side and he's just so fucking smart, because he isn't, and who've warned us all of this giant fucking fever dream of they're going to chip ourselves in the fluoride in the waters just to make us dopey and all that shit. Okay, all that warning's just out the fucking window now. Now that Donald Trump, a fake Christian, is partnering with a transhumanist who wants to chip everybody's brain, these motherfuckers are like, right? Doge is EGOD backwards. Little e, big G-O-D. And I don't know if there's ever a time when this dickhead, he's the one who calls us meat sticks, right? And there are a bunch of these folks who believe that there will be no reason for there to be, more than 144,000 people on the planet. All the stuff that Alex Jones has been talking about, infotainmentwars.com. We don't need the documents. We have it memorized. That those guys have been saying this whole time. That's actually what Elon Musk believes. Right? A man who will call himself God effectively has just taken the presidency alongside a transhumanist. This is exactly, if these were Democrats, they would be shitting themselves about every red flag that these assholes have flown. Doge equals wise man? No. Doge is backwards. It's Satan talk. You flip the word. EGOD, little e, big G-O-D. Like iPod. Okay, so what happens next? Let's see. This is 5 game-changing moves Trump could make in his second presidential term. And again, most of the shit we're seeing right now is people talking about. Nobody fucking knows at this point, even Trump, because we can't take him at his fucking word.
So, Stu, are you almost giddy at what is possible?
Well, of course not. He doesn't have a womb, Glenn.
Possibly coming?
Yeah.
Of course he is, right?
I think I'm excited. I'm trying to think of what I'm most excited about, because there's
probably all the ectopic pregnancies. That's probably going to be the one. That's all the women bleeding out in parking lots. That's Stu's. It concerns me that that's probably his entire Pornhub search.
There's a good chance that the Republicans get the House. And by the way, this is going to be close.
Don't toy with my feelings here, Stu.
I know. I was interested because there was I think this is the right thing to feel, but there's very little panic over the House. I think the Republicans will get it. But if you think about the shenanigans that have been worried about over the years. I will say this
was shenanigans.
Yeah, I know. I was going to go a different direction. The shenanigans that we've been worried about over the years. It would be a heck of a lot easier to steal this House election than anything else you can possibly imagine. We're
all right. By the way, if you'll notice, they're still talking about the election being stolen from them, and this is how they do it. What they're doing is this is now part of the deep state plan, is to allow Trump to have that the Senate and the White House, but then undermine him in the House.
We're going to be completely dependent on California districts that take 2 weeks to count. That is legitimately what the House comes down to. So the fact that we're not freaked out about that, I think is good. Maybe that means at the end of the day, whatever problems we may have had before have been solved. But at the end of the day, we're going to look.
Yes, all those problems have been solved. There are none of those California Republicans who might take 1 or 2 seats in there will turn on the more extreme versions of what Trump wants to do and not let it through the House. They'll all vote lockstep. Again, this is the fascist dream. And the question is, can they pull it off?
Looking at a very close, maybe 220, maybe 221 if we're lucky in the House. It's going to be in that general vicinity. They're saying markets say it's about a 93% chance that Republicans will get the House, but not 100. So that's still out there. But if you are able to get that, I was thinking about what does that mean, right? You're going to have 53 senators at least. McCormick, by the way, even though some places haven't called that race, McCormick's going to get that race in Pennsylvania. You still have two possibilities, Kerry Lake in Arizona.
It's a possibility he doesn't, too, at the same time. We'll keep our fingers crossed, but even still, they have a majority. But still, the majority that they have is not a Trump majority. That's what we hope for. Again, some of these people are going to be loyal to Trump because they wrote in on what he did. The other ones are going to just draft it behind him, and their term is longer than his. So they're going to have to clean up whatever he does. All the senators that were elected just now have a 6-year term.
Arizona and Sam Brown in Nevada that are possible. I would say probably less than 50% on those, but 53 isn't 50 or 51. So you've got a little bit of a cushion there. The more cushion you have in the Senate,
for Murkowski and
Collins
and Collins,
right? At least got
the women. Yeah,
got that going for you, which is nice.
Yeah.
And the more cushion you have, the better bill you can get out of, let's say, reconciliation to keep it as nerdy as possible.
Yes.
You're going to get one bill, basically, that is going to give you, that you can pass with 50 votes. This is how Donald Trump passed the tax break package. He passed.
Yes, the one that Mitch McConnell wrote for him.
Back in his first term. And we may very well get a good tax break package.
They're just going to vote the same one to make it permanent. Whether they are able to do it is another thing, because it added $6 trillion to the debt.
It may be really good.
Which, by the way, will be important for all of us to bring up constantly.
You know, maybe he gets even more aggressive, because remember, that was sort of an off-the-shelf Republican proposal.
Yes, that means Mitch McConnell wrote it.
Largely that they passed in 2017. So maybe we'll get something even better.
Why? Why? Because you think he passed that one because he's got a better one? Like his health care plan? Like his infrastructure bill? You absolute tit. Where do you think this, I mean, obviously there's Project 2025, but where in that is the deeper legislation besides, I guess, them trying to change the fucking Constitution?
But honestly, I was thinking about it. That's not what I'm most excited about. I think what I might be most excited about is the prospect of Elon Musk coming in and identifying places to cut.
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. Because you know what those places are? Red states. If you're going to look at the profit margin on a state versus its drag, if you were having The Apprentice right now, it'd be Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, you're fired. And like Montana, maybe because you got some oil and gas up there, but everybody else can just, we can offshore those workers. We replace all the people in Montana with robots. Who gives a shit? What are you going to do? Fire New York? Let's say you have your little apprentice and he's going, all right, what's the drag? I'll tell you what he's going to realize. Blue states make all the money, have all the industry, have all the, we got all the crime, but we also have all the coffee, sex, amusement parks, all that shit too. And we create all the wealth in the country. And then the red states that Trump has been dragging along, including places like Marjorie Taylor Greene's district, are a fucking drag financially. And again, let's be abundantly clear. I don't believe in treating the U.S. government like it's a for-profit industry unless you consider the profit to be the health, well-being, and an ability to, pursue happiness of the citizenry. It's not about how much money you have left over at the end of that. And you can even go in the black if it means saving lives and stuff, because that's your prime directive as a government. It isn't about turning a profit. So it is very different than a company. So the idea of having businessmen in there and stuff, it used to be so that they would tighten up the debt, but now they just want to eliminate it entirely. Well, the big way you do that is cut the fucking red states loose. If you get rid of the Department of Education, California, New York, Illinois, Minnesota, fucking whatever, Washington State, Oregon to some degree, they got enough money to keep their school systems afloat. Alabama does not. And if they're going to crank out a bunch of people who have the 10 Commandments memorized, but can't actually do math, how do you think that's going to affect their election prospects long term? Never mind the fact that the smart women will be leaving as soon as they can. If they have families, they're going to have to take them with them. You want to see school choice? Give everybody school choice. They will get the fuck out of some states entirely.
Me too.
There's something about that because that is really his.
By the way, these motherfuckers think Elon Musk is Charles Grodin in Dave. You guys remember that? Remember in Dave, the scene where he brings in his old buddy who's an accountant to go over the books and come up with the money to save the homeless shelters and the funding for that? Remember that?
All of his brilliance, we all know the guy is a genius.
Yep.
No, he is not.
But of all of his brilliance, that I think is what you take most away.
Okay, explain to me how he fixed Twitter. It's still not profitable, right? Still not profitable. One of the ways he handled the cost of doing it is he stopped paying rent on their main facility. He moved a bunch of their server farms overseas to sketchy fucking countries. All of your data that's on Twitter is now over in in fucking, I don't know, Macedonia. Right? How's that genius? And how does that translate to we have a bunch of people who used to work in a factory and now they work for the federal government, and if we fire them, there's no factory for them to go back to.
From what he was able to bring to all of the companies, sometimes it's even presented as soulless and heartless, right? Like he just comes in and he has no care for what he's just like.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Don't
Hang
need
on just
this.
a second.
Mm-hmm.
It's a company.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not a charity. It's a company.
Agree.
Right. Which is very different than a government.
And look at how many people this heartless bastard got from Twitter. Well, it's doing better than it.
Is it? Is it? It's doing better? Listen to how he even talks about this shit. Are you fucking insane? Yeah, there's a level of you talk about copium on our side. This is a massive, just guzzling Kool-Aid by the jug.
It ever has.
No, it isn't. Whoa. It is not. Look, even Stu knows that bullshit. Look at this. Say that again. Watch this.
It's doing better than it ever has.
Did you see his face? No, it isn't. No, it is not. It's doing terrible, and it's going to do worse because there's going to be a mass exodus. People are putting up with it through this fucking election cycle, and there's no reason to be there. There is no reason to be on Twitter anymore. The first thing that's got to go is newspapers and anybody who thinks that's a good place to promote their shit, because there was this secondary advertising benefit to being on Twitter. You could go there and you didn't have to do ads, but if you had an account, it would show up in people's feed, and you could maybe pay to boost it, which was way cheaper than ad campaigns, so we just do it anyways. But if they're just talking to bots and righties who don't like the shit in the first place, what the fuck? And the goal should be for everybody on our side, anybody who voted for Harris should pack their shit and be out of Twitter by Thanksgiving. I'm even giving you this buffer. The fuck off of there. Again, and even to fight. Like at one point, I was just going there on occasion to shit post, right? And it's not even boycott. It's abandon it. Boycotting it means we stop for a little while until they change. Out. out. Pack your shit out. And you can download your stuff before you go. So that might be one of the things you have to do. And that's why I'm saying a couple weeks. But everybody sign up for your, go into your settings and it'll say download all your content. Anything you posted, if you want to get it into your writing, just download it so you can have it. That's what I'm doing. Mine will be done probably tomorrow or the day after. I'll get a little notification. And then once it's off there, bye-bye. There's no, this is not the fucking public square of ideas, any of that shit. It's gotta go. We put up with that and him taking it over for the sake of the election and talking to other people. Out. Fucking out. Because it's one, you want to talk about what can we do? How? What can we do? What can we do? That's something you can actually fucking do. You can actually do that. You can't vote again. You can't double vote. You can't fix that part. You can't take anybody out there, but you can get the fuck out of there. Stop paying him and stop allowing him to make money off your back because you're there engaging with these maggots. Stop the engagement. I want people to, like, when advertisers are looking at that site going, I mean, my money's, this is about as good as Truth Social. Just a bunch of, like, maggot jagoffs yelling at bots. Done. Fucking done. I would always bristle, and I would defer in some cases to Tara and others who were like, I'm not leaving, fuck it. And I was like, okay. But now, out. Go to Blue Sky. That'll be your temporary hold until something else pops. Right? Everybody, I haven't left yet because I'm still downloading my stuff. I want my content. I've written a lot of goddamn good jokes on that thing, and I want them. And I'm going to feed all that stuff into an AI and have it make trouble on Truth Social. That's another comment for another time. The AI will do it. I will not. It does not get my attention. But that's got to stop, okay? You can go Threads or Blue Sky, but that's where you go. Okay? Blue Sky just looks like old Twitter. It's fine. Hashtags and all that kind of stuff. And if anybody comes up and they're a dick or whatever, you can bounce them. It's way easier. And it still has all the stuff that you know, about blocking and muting people. And it genuinely, here, I'll put my, my little graphic on the screen so that you guys can see it. Existing living. Boink. There we go. And I'll shrink this down. That's my houseparks.bsky, which is Blue Sky .social. It's based on the Mastodon architecture. If anything goes to shit there and they're like, oh, fuck this guy, you can move all your stuff to a different server using the Mastodon architecture. That's where things are headed anyways. Blue Sky is free. It's same as old-fashioned Twitter. Just move. Just move. Get the fuck out. Again, he not only makes money on people who pay to be on there, but he also makes a ton of money on the artificial engagement. You fighting bots, rednecks and psychopaths fighting you, gone. Yes, there's an app. It's the same shit. Okay? Think Musk will try to buy it too? It doesn't matter. You can't buy it. That's the difference. Okay, so one of the reasons... All right, let me explain something to you guys. So, remember when Musk first bought Twitter? You guys remember that? And everybody was looking for a place to go. And Mastodon came up as one of the things. But everybody's like, it's so murky and I don't quite know how to use it. That's because Mastodon is an architecture. It's not the front end. And everybody was, there's different kinds of front ends. But you could host yourself somewhere. And then you could, if somebody comes up with a new social media network, just it's almost just like the stickers on a race car as opposed to the race car itself, okay? Mastodon allowed you to move your shit, unlike being stuck in Facebook or stuck in Twitter in these corrals that have become, in the case of, when Twitter started, it was an open field. Talk about anything, do anything, and they were like, okay, now then it became a pen. Like you have to be in here, but you can't have your shit over there, and nothing bleeds back and forth. Like your Facebook post can't come in here, and then what effectively Musk did was he turned it into a sell and then a kill shoot. That's what it is. It's a fucking farm, and it went from an open field where you were grass fed to a kill shoot. And that's the difference is that the Mastodon architecture allows you to house your stuff on any number of things and then bounce across, to other Mastodon-based architecture things. How do I feel about Facebook? It's fine. I'm not as threatened by that shit as possible. It's a different thing. They're trying to become another Apple. It's a different thing altogether than Twitter, which is simply him trying to create this fucking kill shoot. Social media kill shoot. Get out. The thing about Blue Sky is if it fucks up and you hate it, you can always just move your stuff to another server and become, instead of houseparks.bluesky.social, you can move it to houseparks.mastodon.social. That's how that stuff works. And will it be complicated or seemingly complicated? It is now, but it will get easier over the next year, especially as people get more comfortable around it. So, and that's in the beginning, nobody wanted to go there because it was too much work. Blue Sky's way easier. Yes, I'm live on Twitter right now because, like I said, till Thanksgiving, then I'm out. I'm waiting for my file to download with all my shit, and then I'm out. So understand this. This will have an impact. You want to, if everybody who voted for Harris or didn't vote at all or voted or were like, I can't stand Trump or whatever, gets off of Twitter, then we'll be talking about it like we talk about WeChat. It won't concern us. So, and I'm telling you, Discord's kind of awesome. But I have a Discord. You can join my Discord, and it is very insular to our crowd, which is very nice, and it's a good place to have conversations. But as far as the broad places to be in, the open areas, Blue Sky is probably your best bet. It's the easiest for people who are used to being on Twitter to adapt to. Okay. It'll be easier for you to understand. And if it sucks at some point or somebody you don't like buys it, you can move your shit to another site in a way that you cannot currently do on Facebook or Twitter or any of the other things because of the open source of how it goes. Now, why is Blue Sky called bsky.social if you're on there? Why is your shit on there? Okay, so there are different networks under the Mastodon architecture where they're for different things. You can store research materials. It's a blockchain-based a system where you store information on the web, okay? The social networks are the social networks. That's what they're for. So when you see one created as a .social, that means it's built on the Mastodon architecture and it's specifically for social networking, okay? You can also have .research or .whatever. And that's people use it for a bunch of different things, kind of like Discord does, right? You can use it for a myriad of uses. It's mostly gamers, but there's also a lot of like school clubs, shit like that. Okay. In that, and if you're on Facebook, just stay on Facebook. You'll be fine. And Facebook has you could tie your Facebook, your Instagram, and your Threads together and just cycle in. It's fine. But it's still, that's where Truth Social is based on the Mastodon architecture. They ripped it off. They pretended they created a social media website when they did not. They simply created a skin that goes over the top of it. That's why it's Truth Social. Because originally it was Truth.social. They wanted to do Trump.social, but for whatever reason he was worried about, because of the SPAC funding, they couldn't call it that when they were basically setting it up. So he went with Truth so they wouldn't get busted by the SEC about the SPAC shit, okay? So Truth Social is just like bsky.social, okay? It's the same architecture. And you can move it anywhere you want because it's decentralized. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's open source. So if at some point, what does my Blue Sky look like? I just put it on the screen. Let me go back to here and I'll show you. This guy right here. This is what I look like right here. Okay, halsparks.bsky.social on there. If you're looking me up, that'll be the one. It says Sparks 2028, and then it has this symbol on the thing. That's what it says. Now, there might be somebody who tries to create a mock-up of this, but it won't have that address, right? Won't have that address, okay? But that's what you need to do. You need to get the fuck out of that place. You need, like, this is, and by the way, this is what Blue Sky looks like. This is I don't know why this has the light version of the thing on there. Hold on one second. Let me try to appearance. Dark. System. Larger. There we go. Because I'll probably use this in the future. There we go. And we go back home. And here's our dear friend Randy Singer, who's on there. There's Rachel Bitkoffer. It will take a slower wind up. It'll be a lot faster. A lot of people still have their accounts from when the original Musk purchase happened. There's Decoding Fox News. She's got her account. It will look there's Texas Paul. Love him. Texas Paul is texaspaul.bsky.social, same as mine. And when you look them up, you won't have to type this shit in. It's not like URLs. You can just look up Texas Paul, and you'll see that it's the official one, the bsky.social, and you'll be fine, okay? All your favorite people are on there, and you have the ability to bounce people the way you used to, okay? There's Jack Smith, there's Randy, there's Steve Marmel, there's AOC. Yeah, there we go. So we'll thank her and go, yes. There you go. I'm just reposting it. Hey, I'm back. Is anyone still here or seeing this? Yeah, so people are jumping back on here. There's Carl. Carl was my first follow back. There you go. On here anyways. So what I'm telling you is, pack your shit. It doesn't matter. There's plenty of people to talk to. There's a lot. We're back to the kind of old-fashioned Twitter in that regard. You'll see, like, there'll be a lot of your, like, hashtaggy kind of things, but it's a lot more dense of what you can do, the stuff you're interested in, different groups and stuff. And they have different tools that should have probably been on Twitter a long time ago, but aren't going to be ever, because they're counterproductive to what fucking Musk is trying to do. Okay, so this is crucial. Now, it's debatable as whether there will be streaming to the site or anything even close to that. Doesn't matter. But as far as the conversation goes, it's basically the same. Get the fuck out. I like I said before, I bristled at the idea that there should be some sort of like we should hang on to Twitter and fight the good fight and get in there and shit post and all that kind of stuff. But the reality is that Elon Musk, the only company he has that makes money without government contracts specifically is Twitter. So that's it. Bye-bye. Dunzo. Fuck it. Don't care. I mean, if you're worried about someone stealing your name later or whatever, or branding or faking the brand or something like that, then create a dead account and just never post on it again. I mean, I have half a mind to like set up an AI that posts high def images until 1,000 times a day until their hard drives are full. Right? That's it. As soon as I get my shit. Okay, so that is a crucial part of it. Okay, there's plenty of social mediaing to have out there. I have like less than 1,000. Look, I have less than 1,000 followers on here right now, and I have like 150,000 on Twitter. I don't care. I'll build it up again. And there is, to some degree, there has to be, if you build it, they will come thing. And even if maggots think they have to come over to Blue Sky to fuck with us, it's still engagement that is not happening on Twitter. BostonBryant.bluesky.social. There he is. One of the things that this morning that Tara was saying, let's see. Yeah, there he is. Following you, buddy. Let's fucking go. That's right. 55 seconds ago. There you are. There he is. Hold on. I'll show you what his looks like, ladies and gentlemen. You want to know what you can do? You can help sink those boats. You can, and one of the things that's really important is you stop bailing these motherfuckers out. So if he wants to come over, if maggots want to come over and yell at us on Blue Sky is Jack Dorsey's site that Jack Dorsey's the guy that built Twitter. When he left, he founded Blue Sky based on the open architecture of Mastodon, and it's an open source social network that is harder to monetize, and they can't steal your shit because it's stored on a particular server, and you can move it anytime you want, and your data is yours no matter what. Okay. Unlike Twitter, but it's run on the same basic mechanics of how that worked, okay? And it operates very similar, right? And you'll recognize it. It'll be very easy. But again, it does not put a single dime in Elon Musk's pocket, okay? It looks exactly like you're used to Twitter looking, only less mean and Nazi. And it has all the stuff you like about it. You can block people and you can mute people, and Cliff pointed out this morning that if they top tweet you, if they take your quote and they quote tweet you, they don't put something below you, but they write it over and use your quote, you can remove that quote, so that they're not showing what you're saying without having to go through the process of blocking anything. You can just see that they did it and go, and so people won't know what they're referencing. It's a great way to, instead of getting into fucking, I got you to block me bullshit, you can just sidestep that entirely and just mute that part of it to them. It's great. In that regard, right? And again, way easier to move out and get your shit someplace else if it goes south, okay? Unlike Twitter, which is like Facebook used to be, about trying to get your fucking data off there and who owns it and all that shit. And also, Grok is being trained on your data unless you actively tell it not to, and most people don't. So instead of me walking you through the fucking instructions on how to turn off Grok and all that stuff in Twitter, just fucking go. Social interaction for the sake of genuine social interaction. People you like, talking to people you like about people you like and shit you like. That's fine. Okay? Let's fucking go. Stop because even if you don't pay for Twitter, by being there, you give him engagement to sell to advertisers. Advertisers don't give a rat fuck why you are someplace. That's why I'm so glad the maggots are here. We have some maggots and we have some trolls and stuff that come in here. That's why I'm so welcoming to them. Because I'm not ignorant to this fact. YouTube does not give a fuck if you watch me because you like me, or no, you don't pay for Blue Sky, it's free. YouTube does not care if you watch my show because you like me or don't. They want you engaged and they want your emotions spiking in theory. So trolls especially feel this and then when they show them an ad, they're primed for that ad and they know it, so they don't care, right? And again, people are like, I don't know about Jack Dorsey. It doesn't matter. All he makes is the skin. It's very different. Okay, it's like I don't like Henry Ford because he's a Nazi. I'm not talking about the car maker. I'm talking about Earl Scheib. That's all Blue Sky is. Okay? Trust me on this. You can bug out. And it's easier to bug out. Okay, but at the very least, it does. If you don't have to go to Blue Sky, by the way, you don't have to go to Blue Sky. You don't have to go to fucking Facebook. You don't have to go anywhere. Actually, I'm just glad you're here. But get the fuck off Twitter. Okay, it's not helping. It's like it has zero value. There's no real conversation to be had there anymore, and all he's doing is farming discontent for ad rev. Does that make sense? Get the fuck out. Get off of it. Eliminate the app from your phone. Stop going to it. By the way, the Blue Sky app, when you link it to it, you pop on there, whatever, looks just the same. You won't notice the fucking difference. You'll still get your same dopamine fix and talk to your same people and all that kind of stuff. It just isn't him. Okay? I'm serious about this. And again, if they come to us and start fucking with us, it's still not traffic happening on his fucking site. For Elon Musk to benefit from that, he'd have to buy ads on Blue Sky or some shit, which he's not gonna do. Do you get what I'm saying? He farms discontent by all the free users, and then the paid users make up for the gaps in the other stuff. If Blue Sky is so similar, why doesn't Musk go after it? Because he can't. It's just a skin. It offers different services. As a matter of fact, it has none of the stuff that Twitter never made some of these things their property in the first place. So hashtags and all that stuff and as a way of giving somebody an address, they use that on YouTube now. Nobody has the right to that. It's just programming language that was first introduced on Twitter to a lot of people, but programmers have been using it forever. So hashtagging shit or putting an as an address point for something is all in programming language. Just go. Don't worry about it. Fuck him. And if it pops up that he tries something, it'll be way easier to move your shit off of that because it's a Mastodon architecture to someplace else. Like automatically, like you'll go, oh, everybody's out of there or whatever. But they can't run off with your shit. It's stored separately. It's a different machine. It's different than we proprietarily own these, these servers, and your shit is on there and it's ours. Okay, it doesn't work that way. It's a different machine. I could spend my time. No, it does not cost anything. Blue Sky does not cost anything. It is free, just like old Twitter. Okay, there's the onion. There's Cliff. Hi, guys. I like starter packs. They seem like, I think that they seem like fine. I think he meant fun. Please add me to yours. Yeah, so I did that earlier. I was telling everybody, add me to your starter pack. I'm going to create a starter pack for Friday AI. I'm going to create a starter pack for my morning show, which includes all the people who are my regular guests. And I'm going to do a starter pack for related stuff around like all the different political stuff that I'm in. It's fun so that people are interested in that topic and jump in and go, oh, I like this shit. Click on that and you're automatically following those 5 or 6 accounts. See how that works? You kind of group follows. Hey, like everybody in this thing that I talk about, you like this subject too? Click that and you're now following all those people. And if you don't like 1 or 2 of them, you can broom them out later. I will work. I tell you what, Rob and I, amongst other things that we're going to be doing on Friday this week, will show you guys how to put together starter packs real easily. I'll do like a little clippable info video on how to do it. Okay, but a starter pack is effectively just like Pokemon cards. You know, it's like a little collection of Pokemon cards to get you started. Right? Just here's 5 or 6 people you can follow. It's just accounts that are in this. And instead of having to go through each one of them, like lists on Twitter, which nobody fucking used, they have them on here too, but nobody used them for that shit. You don't go through the list and go, okay, I'm going to join this. I'll follow this one, follow. Like it was the suggested follows kind of thing. It was just another version of that. Starter packs are like a group of those. And you can just click on them and you're automatically following all the people in it. And if it's created by somebody you trust, the starter pack will allow you to do that. Does that make sense? Let's go. Let's fucking go, people. You can't get on? Because you had an old one or because you have to start a new one? We'll work your way through it. Don't worry. It's not a heavy lifting. Yes. And then after you got, if you got a bunch of shit on your Twitter feed that you've had for years and you posted and stuff that's important to you, go into your settings under account, and there's a little thing that says download your content because it's yours. Because that was one of the things that Dorsey left in place when he went, that's still there. And you can get all your stuff, download a zip file of all the content, all the stuff that they put on over the years, right? And then you'll have it, all your posts about birthdays or whatever, or some jokes you made, or a response. That'll all be on that file, and it's not even that big, and you just keep that, okay? As soon as I get mine, I'm done. As soon as mine downloads, because it lets me know when it has it, and as long as it's full, that's what I'm doing. But I'm not posting any new Word content on that site going forward ever again. My videos will come up because I stream to it because I like fucking with them. But at a certain point, once I get my data, I'm going to stop that too. Okay? But I will teach everybody how to bug out. Okay? And I'll make it shareable so that everybody can get through that. Okay? And if you're on Facebook or Instagram or Threads or whatever, that's totally fine. If you were never on Twitter, it's not a thing because you don't have to worry about this. But for people who are on Twitter, they didn't move because everything else looked so confusing compared to what they were used to. Blue Sky is almost identical. Just get the fuck out. Get out. Download your shit like I'm doing. You'll get a little notification in the app when it's ready. Download it onto your hard drive, just to keep it, even if you don't ever use it again, right? But get the fuck out. Get out. We're going to stop paying this motherfucker anything. And again, if you're going to get an electric car, get a US made or a Toyota hybrid, or Honda, I guess as well. And stay away from Teslas. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to do that anyways. We're going to assume that Teslas from this point forward, new ones are the new MAGA hat. Yeah. Hashtag never Tesla, right? That'll probably be my last post. And the only one I leave up on the free account when it's still sitting there, unless I can delete it entirely. Right? And then, yeah. And the other thing too is, I think it will be up to our House and Senate folks to push back against Elon Musk getting national security contracts. That's something that's kind of out of our hands. This is the part that's in our hands. We'll do the shit we can do first. And I want everybody, if you have the means, wherewithal, or the ability or whatever, to find whatever streaming service you look at. If it has The Martian on it, I recommend you watch it. Because there's an incredible lesson in handling the things you can handle and moving on to the next thing. Okay? Hashtag never Tesla, hashtag delete Twitter, and we're going to do it by Thanksgiving. Done. I'm not going to worry about the loss of attention or ad rev or any of that shit, or people. Fuck it. Done. Does that work for everybody? Honestly, because I feel like this is a better, for the next week. I feel like this is because we're not going to get any genuine response to what Trump's doing until he actually does it. And we're not going to know what Biden's doing in the background to do stuff, to protect against this stuff. Right? Until it happens. So instead of stressing and worrying about stuff, we're going to start taking care of the stuff that's within our realm of control. And this is one of them. No Twitter spaces, no Twitter conversations, no Twitter fucking links, nothing. If you're going to post anything that Trump says on Twitter or whatever, you can do a screenshot of it to show that that's happening, but that's it. No direct links, nothing that can tie back to the site that if you click on it brings you to that site. Fucking done. Okay, there were areas where I held my tongue, and you guys know this. When, there were more than Tara, but there were other people who were like, I'm sticking with Twitter because, and I gotta say, because they spend a lot of time building it up, and I get it. You build this fucking sandcastle, and then here, you can see the wave coming, and you're like, I should probably build a better sandcastle more inland, but they don't, and they're like, here it comes. Right. No Starlink, no Tesla, and fuck Twitter. Period. Okay? Super important. Because again, the only area you can actually help is if we en masse, and it's not a boycott. A boycott is the kind of thing where we might start up again. It's done. There are too many other sources. There are too many other outlets. You don't need it. Yeah, fuck them in the wallet. Vote with your dollar. Yes, AOC is on Blue Sky. All these people are going to move over to Blue Sky. And again, even if the maggots come with them, none of these guys are making money off them anymore. Elon Musk is not a fucking investor in fucking Blue Sky. Do you understand how that works? We were doing a video, but we broke off into this. I apologize if this is a sidecar, but I feel like it's super fucking important, okay? Ukraine does not need Starlink. Ukraine needs, a myriad of other things, including our own Defense Department feeding them stuff and the CIA doing it because they're fighting back against this stuff. This is the problem with Starlink is if it can be pulled. They need something else or learn to live without it, or they need another European company to do this. No, Elon is not buying YouTube. Google owns it. They're not letting go of it. No, he couldn't afford it. And again, if they did, we'd all be on fucking, I don't know, like, whatever, not BitChute, but like, we'll move then. Yep. Yeah, YouTube is not for sale. It's not going anywhere. Google owns it. He can't afford Google. No. There's no there. He didn't even have the money to buy fucking Twitter when he bought it. The Saudis helped him do it. No. Everybody's like, will Elon buy that? No, he won't. And the other thing, too, is like, I'm going to be on, I will be mocking his shit on Friday Eye. But if I end up promoting any, the advances in robotics or in that stuff, we're not going to be talking except cursorily about Grok and Optimus because fuck it. He's 8 to 10 weeks behind everything else because he cribs off of everybody else's homework. So fuck him. We'll move to Chatterbait. Look, if it requires me setting up an OnlyHals, I get it. So, yeah, MySpace is still there. Man buys lube. So, I hope people grasp that part of it. I'm calling it the bit strategy, okay? Operation Bit. Blue Sky, Instagram, Threads. Set up your shit over there. It's his direct competition, and it will eat into everything. Everybody that is fighting the good fight on Twitter, it's fucking done. I'm calling it. Okay? Anything that's, whatever benefit you get from Twitter, he gets 3 times that benefit. Fuck it. No. Okay? So, and if there's other little side ones that you want to try and have or whatever, nothing's going to stop you. But if you're looking for a primary one that's like Twitter, Blue Sky will do it for you. That'll be fine. Pop over there. Because that's what's happening. I got to say, let's see. Time Warner, Blue Sky adds 700. Yeah. Check this shit out. Blue Sky added 700,000 users in a week. Majority of the new users are from the U.S., and the app is currently the #2 free social networking app in the U.S. App Store. Free. social networking app. And it should be one. Should be number one. We'll get it there. If I can get it up over 1 million by spreading the word, we're gonna do it. Okay? Yep. Threads is fine. I just don't find it as useful. I just never really adapted to it. But Blue Sky is very familiar. Okay? Instagram is an entirely different thing. Okay? MySpace is still out there, yes, but it's a music site now, which makes no sense to me. Yes, Disney is safe from Musk. And again, guys, one of the things you can do is one thing at a time. Okay? What is this? Yeah. Does Blue Sky welcome / allow heterosexual members? Yes. Yes, I'm heterosexual, so yes. Now I know some maggots get upset with my long hair, but then they have this weird thing about Jesus too. So that's okay. But yeah, Threads is number one. That's the other place that people were going because it's, you know, but I find Blue Sky is a little more fluid. If you like Twitter, that's where you go. Okay, good. Okay, there you go. Elizabeth says, cancel your cable as well. Every time you pay your cable bill, you pay Fox $8, OAN, and Newsmax as well. Depends on your package. The easiest thing is to do, cancel your cable and just get like YouTube TV or something, which is, in some cases, that's what we do. It's cheaper. See, excellent. Sila, there you go. So give that a shot, will you? Okay. 170 Midas Touch is I will leave a comment everywhere like Reese Waters and Roland Martin and Stephanie and Midas Touch. Yeah, they got to get the fuck out of there. And this whole conversation about, well, we got to stay in there and no. Done. Fuck it. Bye. Even if the traffic goes up at Twitter, it's going to be fake anyways. It's all fucking just it's all bot talk. Who cares? I'd rather have real followers. I'd rather have real viewers. I'd rather have real people in my chat. And the same thing is true of my social medias. What the fuck is good of it if I post some stuff for about on there about comedy shows that not only are only bots seeing in mass, like the most views that it's getting is from bot accounts, which is bullshit anyways because they don't tend to show up to live events, and he can suppress the rest of them. Does that make sense? Oh, nice. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, let me know if you follow me on Blue Sky, if you would. Say hi in there. That would be great. And let me check my... I broke 1,000. Look at you guys. Look at that. We broke 1,000 already. Just talking about it. So that's great. I'm only following 27 people because I've just got started on this. And one of them, though, is our dear friend Boston Brian, who's in there. And I'm also following Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Should I tell Twitter I'm here? I don't want to inadvertently cause an influx of all the worst accounts on the internet. I'm going to wait for now. So, okay, yeah, she's hiding this. Please turn on alt text as a default in accessibility settings to demonstrate inclusive. Okay, there we go. People are talking sideways to her. But yeah, so go for it. Get the fuck out. What's X-Tox? Is that X-Toxic Twitter? Does it get the fuck out of there? X to X? Oh, I see. Getting out Xing X, something like that? Yeah. Oh, thank you, Barbara. So again, we got to do the things we can do, right? Talking to your representatives and questioning at every turn Elon Musk's getting clearance from stuff, his ability or inability to take an oath and keep it. That's going to be meaningful, and we're going to need our representatives questioning every turn on this and being able to audit any software and stuff, because again, oversight is a part of Congress and the Senate, and they're not going to want to give that up just because Donald Trump's in there, because like I said, the Senate, their term lasts longer than Trump's. They're not just going to want to hand over an autopilot. They're not going to want to make themselves obsolete. And that's the language you have to use with your representatives as well. He's trying to take your job away, your oversight. If you have if you're in a red state or whatever, they're going to wake up to a boiling frog moment in these red states where they realize that Elon Musk looks at them as a fucking drag, okay? And they have handed over their responsibility and their ability as as Congress people to Trump. And that's got to stop. Got to go. Okay? I think it's very important that people start doing the things you can do. That's, again, will there be challenges ahead that are terrible? Of course. And we're going to have to deal with them when we can. But there's a bunch of shit we can do right now that are material, that are tangible, that are, are virtually tangible because it's online or whatever, too. Blue Sky is not app only. It's also a website. That's what I was just showing you online. I'm just logged in through my browser, like you used to do with Twitter. Right? There's not the only thing Blue Sky doesn't have right now is it's like an iPad app, right? It's like a Twitter app you blow up to double size, which is fine. So that's like super important. And some people are like, let's get rid of Amazon Prime at the cent. No, it's different. I would rather have these motherfuckers fighting, and it's a different thing entirely. It just is. If you use it, it's useful to you, fine. But if it's not, it's not that crucial level. There's a difference between a hands-off kind of it benefits me approach and and making them fight amongst each other. If you just gut all of those at once, he's already ahead. I would rather them be jockeying against each other. We need to set a certain level of infighting amongst these oligarchs so they start biting each other in the fucking neck. And let me do this real quick. And I'll copy that. And then I'll put this in here. And this is, again, my account on there. And it's just bluesky.app is the website that takes you there. bsky.app. If you look up Blue Sky, it'll take you there. It's fine. But I gotta say, like, it's about fucking time. I tried to tell everybody, that was saying we're going to hang in there and maybe Mark Cuban will buy Twitter. Bullshit. I don't even want Mark Cuban giving his money to Musk for that shit. Fuck it. It's not a thing. It's not a physical thing. And again, this is one of the reasons why this whole argument about it being the public square is such fucking nonsense. Okay? It's not. Because the public square is a physical space paid for by everywhere. This shit just exists in servers and God knows where. So fuck them. As a general rule, try not to be on social media sites owned by the richest person in the world. If there's no shareholders, even worse. The broligarchy, that's exactly right. Okay? This is an impact. Let's buy Blue Sky. You don't have to. That's the point. It doesn't work like that. It's like buying a paint job. This is based on the Mastodon architecture. Mastodon is open source. You can move your shit. This is, by the way, true of everybody on Truth Social as well. Everybody on Truth Social can fucking bounce their shit someplace else. They don't know it yet because they're all fucking morons, but it's the exact same shit. It's just a Mastodon architecture, and it's skinned on top of that. But their stuff is sourced onto the Truth Social servers. But it doesn't have to be there. You can move it someplace else. You can have you're like, I'm going to align my Mastodon stuff with this one, so it'll dual post everywhere. It'll be fine. You have multiple accounts in it, and it's that overlap. It's fine. Okay? But I think this is crucial. Tell everybody, and by the way, once we start doing this in mass, he's gonna start kicking people off the site. But so it'll have to go to Facebook. It'll post this stuff. By the way, like get off of X, delete Twitter, move to Blue Sky, all that shit. Do that on Facebook and on Instagram. I will as well. There's a lot of overlap in these, so use that overlap, because the minute you start, we in mass start going fuck Twitter, and he gets word of it, he's going to bounce our accounts anyways, right? Just know that. So that's what I'm fucking doing. All right? I'm moving my shit. And I'm not going back, and neither is anybody else. And it's like old school Twitter over there. It's really lovely. And the one thing it doesn't is put money in Elon Musk's pocket. Blue Sky is the new Twitter. Let's just put it that way. Blue Sky is greater than Twitter. Let's just put it that way. And it's crucial. Okay? It's crucial that change happens because, again, not only does he make money off of people being there who pay to be there, but anybody who uses the site for free, he uses their engagement as a way of drawing advertisers. Okay? Never has abandoning ship been so easy because it's not a real ship. Okay? Any idea who owns Blue Sky? The woman who runs it, let's see if I can find the about Sturf. Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. Think the breakdown site on here real quick. Okay. Yeah, Verge, Blue Sky, Blue Sky.social. It's an, okay. Here's it's a good, yeah, okay. So this is what you'll see when you sign up. Hold on one second. Blue Sky is social media as it should be. Find your community among millions of users, unleash your creativity and have some fun. Log in and sign up, blah, blah, blah. Social media is now too important to be controlled by a few corporations. We're building an open foundation for the social internet so you can all shape its future. Your timeline, your choice. Edit your feeds, control your scroll. Some of the old, all the new, because it looks like Twitter. What's next is being built today. The public deserves a thriving online commons. We're committed to building the space. Blue Sky is an open network. With one account, you can access both an easy-to-use social network and a shared identity across the entire social internet, which you can also move at any given point, because at one point, if you decide, fuck whoever's running Blue Sky, I like this other company that's doing their own thing, and they use my engagement to sell advertisers to help a charity, then you can move your shit to their site and use that as primacy and help them, okay? We teamed up with Blue Sky user Davis.social to create a comic experience that makes Blue Sky different. It's a great way to get all quick overview of what we're talking about, take a deeper dive. We work with Martin Kleppman, a researcher, author of Designing Data-Intensive Applications, technical advisor to Blue Sky, blah, blah, blah. There's... we're locked open, not closed. Our goal is to foster a healthy developer ecosystem that provides your experience. Here's Gray Sky, a feature-rich alternative client to Blue Sky's own native app. Deck Blue, a spiritual successor to TweetDeck, which you can use. Skyfeed app allows you to create and share your own custom feeds, no coding required. So you can create these subsidiaries of it because no longer is your account tied like a Twitter account to one site. That's not how it works. It's based on the Mastodon architecture, and it's open source. Okay? It's like the difference between cutting cable and using the internet to watch the shows you like through streaming services. That's what it is. And you can have Max, and you can have Hulu, and you can have Peacock, and you can have Netflix if you want to. But if any of them fuck around with you, you just delete them, and you haven't just lost your entire ability to stream television, like if you cut off cable. Does that make sense? Twitter is based on that concept. Sorry. How Facebook says no what? We removed your post. Let's see. Aaron West, delete Twitter. It looks like you tried to get likes, follows, or shares of video videos in a misleading way. Yeah, they might be, again, here's what you do. Put a space between your Blue Sky stuff. They won't notice it. They've got bots working this shit. So that's the other thing you can do is that they don't have people watching your shit, okay? So I'll give you an example. Your name on a social media thing like Aaron West's is on there, okay? Here, let's see if I can open this picture up and I'll bring it down here, okay? All right, this business? Okay. See how it says we removed your post, why this happened? I don't know what else might be in this, whatever. But this hashtag delete Twitter, and it says aaronwest.bluesky.social. Put a space after the social, and then people will bump it back, okay? Or just go, I'm at Aaron West on Blue Sky, and they'll know. Or make it 2 lines. Aaron West dot, and then put the second part on another line. People will get it, okay? And the robot won't see you. I don't want to be all fucking, hacker about this, but that's how you do it. You put spaces in there that don't belong, and then you just take the spaces out. And you go, oh, there was a space there. Boop, like that. Because it's not like a person is watching, like, look at all these fuckers, It's a digital thing. So if you can, it won't look for accidental versions of it. I'm just telling you. Okay, so Blue Sky proves that it's computationally possible to solve the problem of Twitter-like social network in a distributed fashion with a cleaner user interface that is really exciting to me. Blah, blah, blah. Open protocols like HTTP are the bedrock of the internet. We're building open source infrastructure so that social communication can be used as open. And again, this is all about it being open and it being there. Let's see if there's a user facts, support press. Like there's an about us. Hold on. How do I join? Blah, blah, blah. Here, I'll put this in. There you go. I'll take this guy right here. Copy. Pop this in here. There we go. That's all the stuff. There is, okay, here's the moderation stuff that's on here. That's kind of crucial. Let me get you into that stuff. Okay. Moderation service, simple and powerful, gives users a pleasant default experience with customization options under the hood. User choice, empower users, communities, developers, blah, 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 sensible defaults, user choice. Okay, so and let's see if I can show this. Okay, so here's they have a hybrid approach to how you do this. And in your settings, there's a thing, rude, off, warn, hide. They can hide stuff that comes across as rude, or you can warn people that stuff comes across as rude, or you can turn off rude shit. or which allows rude shit to get through. This one right here. Spam, you can hide all spam. You can, nothing wrong with it. Just seems like you need a break from warning people if the discourse gets too bad, or you can hide toxic discourse, or you can just be open to all of it. If you want the full-blown bullshit, whatever, just turn it off. Downrank. The other thing too is that in your For You kind of feed that they have there, you can put a hide on there, and anything that people downrank because it sucks will be pushed to the bottom of the list. You just won't see it. Okay? This is, okay, see this? And this is what you'll see. This is rude, and you can see it if you want, but it's labeled by this person and it won't show up in their shit, okay? And it's just a way easier way to go about it, okay? Because it's on your end on what you're receiving, and it doesn't tip them off to what they're seeing and stuff. You can just ignore a bunch of shit without having to dive into that stuff. And if you want to, you can, but you don't have to, okay? And then, like, people can build client apps, which I might be working on doing. We'll see. Over top of it, like a sparkler version of, Sparksfly or something like that, where you can use your account on there and posts will come through it. And we can talk specifically about stuff, you know what I mean? No, it doesn't contain malware. You're fine. So it's, again, there's the Blue Sky app. It is now open. You needed an invite at one point, but that is gone. Muting prevents you from seeing any notifications of top-level posts from an account. If you reply to a thread, you'll see the section that says post from account you muted, just like Twitter. Blocking prevents interaction. When you block an account, both you and the other account will no longer be able to see or interact with each other's posts. Old-fashioned blocking, okay? You post that, they can't see your shit, okay? How do I flag abuse? You can report posts same way as anything. Click the 3-dot menu on the right, you can report shit. Just like old school Twitter. And then again, there will be other people who are like, making stuff like Safe Sky or Kid Sky or Fun Sky or whatever. You go, you only see the posts that are fun. Okay. Yeah. Cat Turd is banned from the site. He won't be able to set up an account. They'll try and they'll try again. But even if he does, again, you can block him and it'll work, which is crucial, right? So he won't be able to see your shit. And if he comes over there to talk, he's still taking attention away from Musk's site. They allow Russian trolls on there. No, there's like double CAPTCHA on this thing so far, and that's just going to get harder and harder. Okay? So, I'm just saying, let's see how I'm doing. All right. I'm probably, 1.2K. Look at that. We're getting there. Okay? Vanilla Sky, that's the most boring, bland post in the world. It's a brilliant idea. So that's what I want everybody to focus on right now. The things you can do, and this is meaningful, okay? Right. Harris Fight Fund is on Kamala's website. Excellent. So, and again, I was more tepid on getting out of Twitter than I should have been in retrospect, because I trusted what other people were saying, that it's still the marketplace of ideas and there's still people on there. But at this point, no. By hook or by crook, fuck that dump. I'm out. As soon as my shit's ready for download, and I will be on there, and I'll be on Threads and Instagram, and I have my Facebook page, and I will be reachable through all those things, and you can certainly follow me on my YouTube channel, all that shit, right? Noel Scum. I think it's Leon Scum, isn't it? Yeah. So, again, step one, stop pouring gasoline on the fire, okay? And one of the ways you can do that is no Tesla, no Starlink, no Twitter. There's too many other options. It's not even like you're going to be without all of them, okay? And even the people that move over from Twitter and all that kind of stuff, it does not matter. It's still going to cost them money if they leave. Same thing with Truth Social. The goal should be to drive Twitter to being completely unprofitable and a waste of fucking time. They should be all right-wingers should be in a fucking corn silo screaming at each other. Okay? And again, it's open source, so if you ever have to move again, it'll be way easier than getting out of Twitter or Facebook. Okay? How you have to be the Rogan for the left is up to you. Jamie, can you put the thing up on the screen about my plans to be the Rogan of the left? Yeah. I've put up the thing. What's my schedule for getting my one of my balls removed and having the testosterone that's naturally from it replaced by a regular injection of synthetic stuff that Elon Musk swears to me is completely healthy? Jamie, put that up on the screen, will you? Yeah, and when's my next completely baked fucking guest who wants to talk about UFOs and vaccines in the same breath that they want to talk about tariffs, which we all know nothing about? Can you put that up on the screen as well? As a matter of fact, just put a blank screen up and I'll just pretend it's got something on it. Great idea. So, yeah, I know. I'm the dark horse in this. I always have been. My show is not anywhere near as big as the other people, and my impact has been smaller than others, but enough already. In many ways, my ego is built for this time more than anything else. Being a resilient asshole who loves the sound of his own voice, it seems like there are far too many people on the other side that live that way, and it's about time we had one of our own. And I'm the guy. Let me tell you something. Because I'll be the first to tell you, my speaking voice sounds like Steve Perry at his height, and my farts smell like fresh baked bread. So at this point, if anybody's like, yeah, but fuck you, I'm pushing through the yeah buts. I was very deferential to the bigger channels and the bigger people and all that kind of stuff. Fuck that. Because the other people who are going to change their belief system to try and curry favor. I'm not doing it, but I am going to speak freely. And people are going to get pissed at me, and they're going to get upset that I'm not using the proper jargon at times and all that kind of stuff, but I'm doing it from love, and it matters. Fucking A right. It is about fucking time. Has the worm turned, sir? The worm is turned, and it is packing an Uzi. So, Hal's shouting into the void, unfortunately. Well, at the size of my account currently, but it ain't going to stay that way. Right? So here I come. Get used to the idea. I mean, this is the greatest live stream in the history of live streams for a reason. And it may have taken me a while to get it there, but it was only because I was holding myself back. Not anymore. Not anymore. So, we are going to increasingly see an emboldened version of this show. And if you think Mega Worldwide was like an act of ego, you ain't seen shit yet, people. Because apparently all these people recognize is strength and alpha male shit, and I can do that and still be a good person. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the age of tonic masculinity. You hear me? You hear me? All right, I'm gonna let you guys go early tonight because it turned into a fucking TED Talk, and we will get more into videos tomorrow because I'm waiting to see if I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want Trump to come out and say some shit, and he's not going to be at the White House until Wednesday. We will definitely cover that, but tomorrow I think they're going to put out some videos of what he's planning on doing, and I want to cover those things post-election. Okay? You get me? You feel me? I'll see you guys on Blue Sky. And fuck Twitter, fuck Tesla, and fuck Starlink. What a dump. Hold on. Meanwhile, Trump let's see if we get this guy. Oh, it's got to wake up first. Hold on. This is what happens when I get on a big...
It's going to be a country no more. I actually think it will not. It will be a country no more.
Yeah, great. Thanks, buddy. But until then, remember what I always say.